Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we are actually going to be talking about one of my favorite rides, the Haunted Mansion. So if you didn't know that the Haunted Mansion technically isn't Disneyland's one of original attractions, then this video is right for you. Alright, so we're going to be talking about the Haunted Mansion's history / facts. Alright, so the Haunted Mansion was opened August 9th, 1969, 14 years after the parks opened. And by park, I mean Disneyland. Now, the Haunted Mansion is actually based on Winchester Mansion, just because Winchester Mansion does have a haunted history. Now that the Haunted Mansion was actually supposed to be centered around a pirate and his wife. That his wife one day goes into the attic and sees his treasure chest, then realizes that her husband is this notorious pirate. He gets so angry that he ends up killing his wife, and then later he feels guilty, thus hanging himself. Now, if this sounds a little familiar, that's because that is the exact same scene that you see in the stretch room. Of course, things were changing, and of course the Imagineers were working out the storyline and everything to it, but I love that they kept that little detail still in the Haunted Mansion. Now, the Haunted Mansion was actually supposed to be a walk-through ride. So what that means is that you were actually supposed to walk through this like kind of fun house. That's the best way to describe it. And you were supposed to take your time and look and have basically have a carnival experience. That's what was one of the original ideas, and I'm so glad they didn't keep that. Now, one of the interesting factors of not keeping a walk-through ride was actually the Omnimover. Why was I gonna say movie? No, Omnimover. The Omnimover thus created our Doom Buggy, and then everything started to change. The plotline started to change a little bit, but not really. They kept the wife and the husband and the whole haunting. They decided to keep it a little bit more on the fun side than the scary side, because that was another thing that they were arguing with about too. And also, our ghost host was changed. Now, originally Walt Disney was supposed to be the host, and then it started to change into this Raven. Now, the Raven still can be seen throughout the ride. You can see him multiple times, and this is the reason why. It was because they wanted to have a figure, quote unquote, to speak. But since they decided to make this a actual ride, they went with the ghost host, and I think everyone can agree that's the best thing ever. Although it would be really interesting to hear Walt Disney's voice and try to see him try to be like really scary and intimidating, because I can't imagine him trying to do that, or him trying to do voices. Well, I know he was originally the Mickey Mouse, and if you guys didn't know that Walt Disney actually voiced Mickey Mouse at one point, now you guys know. Now, speaking of the stretch room was a really interesting way for Disney's Imagineers to get you underground into this ride, because this ride is so big and so complex that they wanted to seem seamlessly for you to get to point A to point B, and I think we can all agree that that was the best way, and it's just really fun. And if you haven't gone to the Haunted Mansion and it's your first time in the stretch room, you can believe that you will probably hear little kids screaming, or you will get a little frightened yourself, even though it's fun. And look up at the ceiling. Like, really, just focus your eyes on the ceiling, focus your eyes on any of the portraits. It's so much going on in that stretch room, and it just adds so much to the atmosphere. So let's talk a little bit more about the ride instead of just the history. Now, with the ride, a really cool factor is that this ride is one of the few to have a holiday special. It changes in October, or depending now, I guess it starts like end of September. It changes into the Nightmare Before Christmas ride, and now Disneyland has Sally, and we're all excited because Sally is finally in the mansion. Besides having a holiday special to the ride, did you guys know that there's 132 Doom Buggies roughly around there? And also at the end of the Grand Hall, you can see this little spider web. It's actually Disney legend that supposedly someone shot a gun or a BB gun through the glass, and it made like this spider web. Now, instead of Disney spending its money to repair it, they actually put a spider on it, and the reason for it was because if they wanted to fix the glass, they actually had to remove the whole ceiling, and they actually had to pick this over. So what that means that basically Haunted Mansion would be down for a long time. So what does Disney do? Disney decides to fix the problem. Very simple and easy. So at the end of the Grand Hall, keep your eyes aware and out there, you will see this little spider. And if you kind of aren't paying attention, or if you kind of go and glance by it really quick, you'll miss it. Also, speaking of the ride, we have to talk about the Box Hat Ghost. Okay, this is Disney Nerds, one of Disney Nerds' favorite characters, alright? It's one of Disney's favorite characters. Well, I guess the Disney community. Alright, now the Box Hat Ghost was originally supposed to be in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. It was even in the promo. He appeared on Walt Disney's special. Like, he was supposed to be in this ride. However, the Box Hat Ghost started to have some malfunctions and also started to drain some powers too, so it would cause the ride to shut down. So because of this, Disney Imagineers decided to take him out. However, this does not keep him out of the public eye. He then became very popular and very, I guess, well respected in the Disney community, that they decided to finally bring him back and permanently. So he is now in the Disney Haunted Mansion. Although there has been rumors that he has always been in Disney's Haunted Mansion, just hidden around. Who knows? He knows. So we can't talk about the Haunted Mansion without talking about its plotline. So like I said earlier, it was supposed to be that his wife is supposed to be haunting the place. Now, as time goes on, the story started to evolve a little bit more, and basically the wife becomes less of a victim and more of a villain. Now, if you go through the ride, she is known as like a Black Widow, where she like is kind of cutting off her husband's head, or it's like inferring that she does that. So it's really interesting to see her involvement through. And as we're talking about this, we also can talk about the theme of the Haunted Mansion, the theme song. I'm still trying to think of the name of the song. It's like Grimly Ghost got to socialize. Oh, it's Grimly Ghost. Grim Ghost Schools, Grimly Ghost, the theme song. I'm just going everywhere here. Anyway, the theme song was actually supposed to be what is known as a loop song, so it doesn't have a beginning, middle, or end, so it doesn't feel like you ever miss anything. And you always are always hearing the song throughout the ride, except when you see the bride and then you hear like this weird little sound. And I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but it is a different song. But throughout this whole ride, you hear a different version of the song, and I love it, and I love that basically everyone knows this. And I mean, just what is there not to love about this ride? It's scary, it's fun, it has hitchhiking ghosts. I mean, what more can you really ask for? So yeah, so that's some cool facts about the Haunted Mansion, and also a little bit more about the history and about the theming of it all. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I really hope you guys check out the Haunted Mansion. If you guys ever go to Disneyland Paris or Disney Seas, the storyline for the Haunted Mansion is different, and I like that they have different storylines. It does almost have a similar theming. I know with Disneyland Paris, it's around a girl that wanted to get married, and she ends up killing herself. Or I think it's something similar to that. I don't remember fully of the story. I'm just giving you the brief version. And she haunts her family's house. While in Disney Seas, I believe it's like a little box or something that like someone opens and the spirits go out everywhere. So, I mean, if you guys ever get a chance, please go see it, enjoy it. Enjoy this ride. It's such a fun ride. I promise you it isn't scary-ish. But yeah. So I'll see you guys next time, alright? Bye!